Hello, my friends. My name is Anish Jagdale. Today, I am going to talk about a very essential part of biology, that is nutrition. Nutrition is the taking and consumption of food, is known as nutrition. While there are two parts of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is a nutrition in which organism is dependent on another organism for intake of his food. For example, we can take plants. Plants synthesize their food with the process of photosynthesis. While the second type is the heterotrophic nutrition. The heterotrophic nutrition is the nutrition in which an organism is dependent on another organism. For example, a human being who is dependent on plants on or another organisms like egg, meat, chicken, fish, etc. While the heterotrophic nutrition is also further divided into three parts: holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition. The holozoic nutrition is a nutrition in which organism take in the another organism's his whole body inside his body and digest it inside his stomach. While say, for example, we can take snake. Then second one is saprophytic nutrition. In saprophytic nutrition, the organism eats dead and decayed plants and animals. While in third, parasitic nutrition, we will take an example of a tapeworm or a leech. The leech of taking blood from another body, for example a human being, and the human being is known as a host, while this leech is known as parasite, so it is known as parasitic nutrition. While the food is the main component of this nutrition. The food is made up of various components like carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamin, minerals, water, roughage, etc. The water is the main content in all of these, because about 70% of our body weight is comprises water and comprises water. While roughage is the second main thing, because the roughage is needed by the body for digestion of the food, and it is very essential. And if we take less roughage in our food, then it can also lead to constipation. While third one is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate are energy giving foods, and they are made up of three elements: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. While carbohydrates also give us energy up to 4.2 kilocalories of energy. And the some examples of carbohydrates are potato, table sugar, ghee, butter, etc. Then second one is the fats. The fat yield double the energy of carbohydrate, that is up to 9.3 kilocalories, and they are also made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Then some example of fats are ghee, oil, butter, etc. Then third one is the proteins. The proteins are the main bodybuilding foods, and they also give us energy up to 4.2 kilocalories. The basic building blocks of proteins are some nitrogen units known as amino acids, and these are also very essential for our body. Then the next one are vitamins. The vitamins are complex inorganic compounds, and these are very essential for our body. And there are two types of vitamin: water soluble vitamins, that are vitamin B complex and C, while fat soluble vitamins, that are vitamin A, D, E, K. Then minerals. The minerals are also very essential for our body. The minerals are taken by the body in very small amounts, but the pregnant woman and lactating woman should need more and more minerals. There are also many diseases caused due to deficiency of all these components. There are two types of the diseases: overnutrition and undernutrition. In overnutrition, a person suffers with obesity, diabetes, and atheroma, etc. While in undernutrition, the person has inadequate intake of such components of food. First, we will talk about deficiency diseases caused due to proteins. These are of two types: kwashiorkor and marasmus. In kwashiorkor, the kwashiorkor is due to deficiency of protein, and it is commonly seen in the children between 1 to 3 years. The symptoms of kwashiorkor are bulging eyes, protruding belly, the legs become like mastic and are curved and water also gets accumulated in various parts of the body. Then the prevention for this disease is that one should eat more and more green leafy vegetables, egg, fish, meat, etc. While another fruits are also there. Then the next one is marasmus. The marasmus is also caused due to protein deficiency, and it is commonly seen in the infants between less than 1 year. Symptoms of marasmus are that the ribs and skin are only visibly seen in the body, while ribs are also predominantly seen from outside. The head becomes more larger than the whole body. Then head becomes more larger than the whole body. Then the body becomes susceptible to the infections. While prevention also same to the kwashiorkor, because both are protein deficiency diseases. Then next are vitamin deficiency diseases. These are two diseases: anemia and goiter. Anemia is the disease caused due to deficiency of iron. The iron is very essential for formation of hemoglobin, which is the most important part of our blood. Then the symptoms of anemia are the person feels tired easily or rapidly. The person looks pale, breathlessness occurs, and there are also many other symptoms. Then prevention. For the prevention, a person should take an intake which is rich intake of food which is rich in iron, like apple, banana, guava, green leafy vegetables, egg, fish, meat, etc. While he should also take vitamin C with this iron or protein, so that it can be easy for the body for absorption of this iron. Then the second one is goiter. Goiter is known as the enlargement of thyroid gland present in our neck, and this is due because there is a deficiency of iodine, which is essential for making of thyroxine, which is a enzyme given out by a hormone or enzyme given out by a thyroid gland. And symptoms of this goiter are the person feels tired and lethargic, the thyroid gland enlarges, and there are also many other symptoms. While the prevention of goiter is that a person should eat many green leaf vegetable, water, and iodized salt, so that he could get more and more iodine in his food. This could help him to prevent from goiter. While third one is a mineral deficiency disease. Mineral deficiency diseases or vitamin no sorry it is vitamin deficiency diseases. Then first one is xerophthalmia is caused due to deficiency of vitamin. The xerophthalmia is caused due to deficiency of fat soluble vitamin A, which is very useful for eyesight, skin, and growth. The symptoms of this xerophthalmia are that the person cannot see easily in a dim light. Second, a person can also suffer with permanent blindness if not cured. Then third, the skin becomes dry and scaly. Fourth, the eye also become dry. And fifth, the lacrimal glands stop working. Then the prevention of this xerophthalmia is that a person should add some sources of food like carrot, then tomato, and all the yellow colored fruits to his diet, so that he could not suffer with xerophthalmia. Second one is rickets. The rickets is caused due to fat soluble vitamin, which is vitamin D, and this vitamin D is also known as sunshine vitamin. As this vitamin is synthesized inside the our skin in the presence of sunlight. While symptoms of these rickets are that symptoms of these rickets are that there are many deformities in our body. The legs are curved. And walking and teething are delayed. Prevention for this disease is that a person should stay in morning sunlight. While the vitamin D is a very special vitamin because it is synthesized under the skin under the presence of sunlight. Then the next one is beriberi. The beriberi is a disease caused due to water soluble vitamin B1. or thiamine. Water soluble vitamin B1 or thiamine. The symptoms of these beriberi are enlargement of heart, indigestion, disorders, and nervous disorders, and the person also gets tired easily. Then for prevention of beriberi, a person should in Indian foods there are many items like cereals like rice and wheat which should be added to our daily diet, while another components like pulses, nuts, green leafy vegetable, meat, fish liver oil, etc. should be added to our food. Then the next one is pellagra. The pellagra is caused due to deficiency of a vitamin, water soluble vitamin B5. The symptoms of pellagra are that if a person with the 4D syndrome, that means first is the diarrhea, second is dermatitis, third is dementia, fourth is death. This is a very harmful disease. Then the prevention for pellagra is that a person should add some sources of food like green leafy vegetables, meat, fish, egg yolk, etc. to his food to prevent him from getting this disease. While last one is the scurvy. This scurvy disease is caused due to deficiency of vitamin C. Deficiency of vitamin C is the symptoms of scurvy are that symptoms of scurvy are that a person feels tired easily, while he also suffers with a headache and etc. While for the prevention or precaution of this scurvy, a person should eat citrus fruits, there are also many other fruits. As this citrus fruit contain large amount of vitamin C, they should eat them so to prevent them from scurvy. So I am going to finish this today's lecture here only. Thank you for seeing this, and don't forget to subscribe our video.